Hey everyone, I come on here tonight because I have a topic that I want to discuss with you all tonight, just regarding competition and people who may be in secret competition with you. As we've been in our free 10-step e-guide on how to date effectively, we just want to ensure that we are not dating or connecting with people who may have secret competition with us. Super excited to talk about tonight's discussion. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can begin. We want to be aware, we want to be vigilant of those times that people may actually be in secret competition. I first want to thank everyone who has had an opportunity to get our free 10-step e-guide on how to date effectively. We talked about testing the fruit, getting to know your date, identifying compatibilities, knowing the differences, acknowledging imperfections, discuss personal backgrounds, observe healed and unhealed traumas, speak future plans, make boundaries and expectations known, align living structures, and dating checklists when you're talking to people, connecting with people. We create a checklist that you can actually check things off as the discussion continues. Definitely thankful for all the feedback, everyone who has signed up to obtain the free e-guide. I'm just so thankful and honored by that. Tonight, we're going to talk about the compete or defeat. This discussion is very important because we want to ensure that we're not dating or connecting with others who may have secret competition with us, where everything discreetly is a competition, opposed to them being like encouraging or supportive or applauding our successes and our accomplishments. They secretly want to compete to be better than us in every area of our life. Tonight, we will discuss the competitive intentions of those who may secretly be in competition with you. The presentation of a person competing may look different, so how they secretly compete with you may look different based on discussion and what they actually do. To be able to identify when a person is in competition with you is vital. It's very important. So we're not connecting or dating those who hide secret animosity towards us and live a life to prove themselves to be better than us. There's some people that have secret animosity where you think, oh, we're cool. Like there's great vibes. There's not a problem. There's no issues. But deep down, somewhere rooted, they may have animosity, maybe because of your accomplishments, your success, how you handle yourself, how you manage, just your fruitfulness and everything that is coming in your favor. They may have animosity. Their life may not be as successful. They may not really see a lot of fruitfulness in their life, and they may have animosity to you. We're going to talk about it tonight. When someone is secretly in competition, they tend to throw subtle shade and slander that can appear to be advice, but is intended to weaken your confidence and security, to cause you to question yourself while undermining your abilities. Now you're questioning your capabilities and things that you can do based on their advice, quote unquote, right? There are times where you can be in discussion with someone or you are talking about a situation or you can be listening to them what they're saying to you and you're just sitting there thinking like, are you trying to give me counsel or are you throwing shade? Is it advice or is it shade? Sometimes it's hard to determine that, and tonight we're going to talk about it. And the reality of it is it could be them just giving you good counsel, it could be them just giving you advice and being easily offended, or it could be them actually throwing shade. So we're going to talk about that. If someone happens to have secret competition with you, it could have started through offense, could have said something that could have offended them. They could be jealous of you, and they may just have a discreet hate for you that stirred up inner rivalry. So now their hate for you calls for them to compete with you to always be better than you. You're trying to figure out, I thought we were cool, everything was good, everything was copacetic. You're trying to understand, where did this all take place? Where did the hate come from, or where did the competition come from, where they always want to try to get one up on you? Here are areas in which it could have started. Offense, jealousy, and hate start to stir up rivalry, wanting to be better than you than in everything. So every time you're talking to them or every time you accomplish something, you just feel like you're in a battle. In the midst of conversations, it seems there's always a subliminal remark in their message that is aimed at you. In this case, again, it could be that we are easily offended and taking things personally, or it could be that we're not overreacting and they are intending to shame. We want to be mindful about being easily offended. We don't want to be easily offended at all. So we got to discern what's being said, the tone that's being said, the delivery of the message, the intent of what's being said, and the purpose behind it before we can actually really analyze to see if it's shade, if it's subliminal shade, or We're just being easily offended, and we don't want to be easily offended. We will talk about 4 ways a person may be in competition with you and key identifiers to know if they are. So let's go ahead and begin. Number 1, compete of happiness. Happiness, as we know, is a temporary emotion that changes by the moment. One day we can be happy, the next moment we cannot be. It's momentarily, and your happiness can trigger other people. They may not be as happy as you, or they just have a belief that your happiness affects them. So someone who is triggered by your happiness would only be triggered by it if they believe that why you are happy can affect them. And you're trying to sit and think, well, like, why would my happiness affect you? What about me being joyous and happy does it offend you? Some may compete with your happiness the more you express it. So the more that you express how happy you are, they then try to find ways to make them, if not as happy, but happier than you. In discussions, they gravitate conversations towards themselves, insinuating that what you have to say does not matter. So you can be talking about something good that happened to you, you tell them some good news, and then they're like, but let me tell you what happened to me. They're now gravitating conversation to them instead of listening to your joy and your happiness and what is making you happy. They're now gravitating the conversation to them and not allowing you to have your moment to express why you are happy. One who may secretly be in competition will reflect and highlight their good news while disregarding what you are sharing. You could be telling them some good news, you got a promotion at your job, but let me tell you what happened to me today, right? Instead of just taking a moment to congratulate you for your accomplishment, they want to gear the conversation to themselves. They want to steer it in that direction. So you want to be mindful of those who are triggered by your happiness or feel they're in competition with you being happy. I know it sounds strange to see, like, why would someone ever do that? But as you continue to connect with people, you'll be able to see that not everybody's happy or happy for your successes. They're not happy just to see you in a good state of mind or just in a good emotion. Especially if they're not in that emotion at the moment, people that are bitter, they tend to try to corrupt or bring misery to someone that may be happy. Why? Because misery loves company. Number 2, compete of relationships. People can locate and be the way others love and support you, or how you love and support others, revealing jealousy and insecurities. So this can definitely happen. You may be talking to someone or in a relationship with someone, and they may be jealous of all the other relationships that you have. Maybe they don't have as many supportive people in their life or people that love them the way that people love you, and they can become in competition with that, whether they're wanting to take your position or wanting to take away that relationship you may have with another person. And this goes for all types of relationships. So parental bonds, friendship bonds, family bonds, supporter bonds, and marital bonds. So no matter what type of relationship that you may have or the bond that you have, if they don't experience or have a bond similar to that, they may want to take the bond that you have. The void one may have can be triggered by the way you show affection to others or others' admiration of you. So how you support, how you show up people, how you love people, they may feel triggered by that because they're not experiencing that, or just how people admire you. They can't stand it. So they're in competition of that. That's why you see similar when people are in happy relationships, they share all the good things that someone may be doing for them, but then you have someone that's willing to come in and try to take or break up that home. So they're in competition with you based on the relationships that you have. So competing relationships. A person may treat you differently based on your strong relationship with others and discreetly want to weaken them or be you in a scenario. There's sometimes that people actually want to be you in that situation. They want to have bonds like that. They want people that love them and support them the way people love and support you. So they either want to weaken it, they can plant seeds of discord, trying to bring separation and division, or they actually just want to replace you with them. We see their attempts to sow discord amongst the brethren, to cause division and dissatisfaction with these relationships. So people will start to plant seeds and be like, why do you deal with that? And then start to try to nitpick everything regarding that relationship for you to perceive that relationship differently. The seeds planted can affect how you feel about those closest to you. You ever seen someone get in a relationship that all of a sudden they're no longer close with their friendships, their family, they're just separated, right? that person could have really been envious of the relationships that they may have had and wanted to remove them from them. So you want to be careful of just people who may be in competition with the type of relationships that you have formulated and people that actually just love and support you. Number three, compete of knowledge. Depending on how knowledgeable and wise you are, it can offend others who do not have the same insight. Instead of acknowledging the accuracy of what is said, they always have a response for the response. So you may be giving them wisdom, you may be giving them knowledge, but they have a rebuttal or they have a response for what you're saying. Some people can't authentically think in the way you do without being helped to navigate their thinking. So people may want to compete with you in the way that you think because they can't think like that naturally, whereas they need people to help them navigate that way of perception or that way of thinking. One who is in competition will be combative to constantly try to prove a point that they know more, mission to be right, and do not acknowledge when they are incorrect. Instead of saying, you know what, I was wrong, you're right. They don't ever acknowledge it at all. They always want to prove a point. They always want to prove that they know more than you, and they're always on a mission to be right, even if they're wrong, because it's a compete of knowledge. You know a lot of information, you're very wise, and so therefore conversations are very combative, as if they always want to prove that they know more than you or they are right about a certain situation or information when they're not. So there is a compete of knowledge. People want to compete with how much you know. Number four, compete of success. When you are very successful in business ventures, wisdom, relationships, and journey to becoming, you're not even there yet, but you are just on the journey to become. It bothers those who do not place the same effort in their own life. So when you do talk about your accomplishments, you do talk about all the great things that you have in store, all the things that are planned for you, everything that you had to overcome. Because people don't put that same effort in their own life, it can cause competition. You would think, why would it cause competition if they're not planning to put in that effort? Well, the reason why is because they just want to do better than you. So whether they put in the effort or not, similar to the effort that you have placed to be as successful as you are, they just want to do better than you. Even if they don't deserve it, they didn't put the time in, they didn't put the effort in, they didn't even try. They still just want to do better than you, just on the strength that it's you. When you are sharing the great endeavors you are a part of, they will downplay your success and convert conversations to what they believe is greater than what you have done. A lot of times you can be talking about all of the things that you have in store, your new businesses, you just opened a store, and they talk about little business, little goals, little plans, right? They kind of downplay it, right? Maybe you are in the process of it growing, in the process of it expanding, and they don't see the vision for that. And so they try to downplay it as if it's not great. You'll see people who are competing will try to downplay your success by then talking about things that they're doing that they feel to be greater than what you already accomplished. Your zealousness to achieve can intimidate those who live and plan their life out just to be better than yours. I mean, there's people that will spend a lifetime just to have a life better than yours, just to be better than you. It may not even be a goal or anything they want to accomplish, but just the simple fact that is you doing it, they want something better. I got to get something better. You have a good man, they want a better one. You have a great job, they want a better one. You have a big house, a luxury car, they want a better one. You have 4 businesses, they want 5. There are some people that are literally in competition with you. So when they think about their success, they think about being better than you. That's it. To prove a point. Okay. So let's be mindful of those who may be in competition with us in these areas, and we can base that on the different conversations that's being discussed, and then also their mannerisms and how they show up. Next, what are 4 ways to identify one may be in competition? It may not always be obvious that someone may be in secret competition with you, especially when you're not able to discern whether someone's subliminally throwing shade at you or they're trying to give you advice on what you should be doing or trying to give you counsel. So I did list 4 ways that we can identify someone who may be in competition. We already kind of talked about the relationship part, trying to weaken the relationships, trying to plant seeds in your relationships to try to separate them or cause division or cause for you to view them in a certain way, or even just trying to replace you, right? Wanting what you have, willing to replace you to get it. We're going to talk about other ways in which we can identify someone may be in competition. Number 1, they're always pinpointing flaws. When a person is consistent in pointing out your flaws or calling them out every chance they get, not only are they trying to trigger you, but they're trying to lower your self-esteem, which can affect your productivity and how you feel about yourself. So every moment they want to pinpoint something wrong with you. They want to call it out. They want to point it out. They give you no room for improvement, but rather enjoy bashing you. You're like, you just told me about it. Can I get a chance to improve myself? Right? But every chance they get, they want to point out all of your flaws. Number two, downplaying successes. When a person minimizes your dreams and goals, it can cause you to question your ability to achieve them and bring discouragement. You ever like was so excited to tell someone something and then they just kind of dumbed it down or just downplayed it and kind of shut it down? Like, man, I was so excited to tell you. I'm not even in a good mood. I don't even want to tell you anything else. Right? People who want to minimize your dreams and goals. One in competition seeks to find ways to delay your progression if they see you accelerating in measures unexplained or unexpected. So when you just like accelerating, you move forward, I mean, things are just going in your favor. People who are in competition will try to find ways to delay your progression, especially if they're not included in it. And the measures of how you're accelerating so fast, so well, is unexplained and is unexpected. They didn't expect that from you. They didn't expect that you will become all that you have become. They didn't expect all these good things to take place in your life. And it's unexplained. People will try to downplay it. And there's a lot of different comparisons. So they'll compare their life with your life, what you have going on versus what they have going on. If you seem to have more going on, they're going to downplay what you have going on to try to keep you humble. So people try to humble you. No, God does the humbling. So people will try to humble you and try to minimize your dreams and goals out of your excitement to accomplish them when they look at their life and feel as though you are moving ahead of them. Number three, subtle slander. Looking to throw shade and subliminal remarks while in conversation to plant seeds of doubt, division, hesitation, and insecurities. So slight shades. It's not really being directed to you, but it's subliminally being directed to you. You're like, man, right? And we're going to talk about how we're going to be able to identify if someone is throwing subtle slander, someone's throwing shade or insult. Okay? Because that is what people will do, and they will plant those seeds of doubt, division, hesitation. Now you're hesitant. You don't even know if you want to move forward. Now you're concerned things might not go like the way that you planned it based on all of the seeds that they planted, and now it has created insecurities. Attempting to affect how you feel, how you think, how you act and behave. Very indirect insult, but enough to know it was aimed at you. So how we would know, the basis would be prior discussions or situations to the current topic of slander. You can even tell them about something, what happened. You can tell them a story about a situation, and then all of a sudden they're talking about it in conversation. Another time, another moment, but what they're saying is exactly what you were saying, and they're, pretty much speaking against what you said. And so that might be throwing shade. Like, for example, you could have told them, like, I just bought a house. I'm so excited about that. And like, I just can't wait to design it. I can't wait to fill it with all my furniture. Someone throwing shade, you guys can be in another day, another time, another situation. You guys can be in a conversation and that person just says, I don't know why anyone right now would buy a house with the taxes being so high and the interest rate being so high. Like, this is just not a good time. That would be silly for anyone to do. Right? Now, what would you say? Would that be advice or would you call it slander? In my perspective of it, there's a conversation that we recently had, me telling you my excitement about buying a house, and all of a sudden, a couple conversations later, instead of saying it in that moment where you could have said, it's really just not a good idea to buy a house at the time. It's just not smart. But instead of saying it in the midst of you just wanting to celebrate with them, 2, 3 conversations later, they were throwing insult, saying it's silly for anyone to buy a house, knowing that they know that you just bought a house 2 conversations ago. Okay. Advice would have been in the moment. Slander tends to happen subliminally 2, 3 conversations later. Next, number 4, bragging and boastful. Some post about what they have in conversation while steering all topics to themselves. So there are some people, again, they will steer the conversation to themselves. And instead of just acknowledging what you are saying and applauding and congratulating you and your successes, they want to diminish them and want to keep the topic about themselves. So you try to figure out, why would you not be excited for me? You're totally disregarding what I'm saying just to navigate the conversation to you. This may be someone that is secretly in competition with you. They basically be in competition with you based on the way that they respond and show up when you are sharing good news and when you are just explaining everything that you look forward to obtaining or doing in the future. And then you see all of a sudden you say you're going to get this or you plan on doing this, and now they done did it. It was not even a thought or something that they wanted to do or ever been in a discussion, but now they want to do it on the strength that you are because they want to be better than you. This can happen in relationships too. I mean, I've seen people actually even married to people that are in competition with them, where they're downplaying the success and not truly want to see someone win and want to take all their time so they don't really succeed. We should be mindful of others who do not applaud or acknowledge our accomplishments and efforts. Also, ensure we are not connecting with others who envy our relationships and the way others love us, not allowing others to downplay or minimize our success and knowledge. If there are any signs of this, they may be in competition with you. Secret competition. Anyone you see doing that, you want to be mindful of how much you share, guarding your heart, not oversharing with people when you see that there are certain topics or discussions that may be subliminally shade or subliminal slander looking to be aimed at you, and try to downgrade your accomplishments or success. Some individuals are married to their competition. Instead of the foundation and the relationship elevating each other, growing, building, strengthening, it's a constant nitpick of everything that's said and done. You see someone that's always wanting to nitpick, pinpoint every little thing, try to just cause havoc about every little thing. There may be some secret competition outside of just dysfunction. That's really all I wanted to talk about tonight. I pray this conversation has been very insightful for you all. Just want to make sure we're not dating people or connecting people who are secretly in competition with us and spend their life trying to be better and do better than us, opposed to going after their own dreams, going after everything that they have in store, everything they have planned for their own life, and not focus their life on just being better than us. Definitely don't want to marry someone like that. I pray this conversation was a blessing to talk about, and thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.